All right. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? A little late to P's and B's. Apologize, but this is game number one of Kaddo's Kittens versus Izanami's Undead Feet. P's and B's, as you see below. Both rosters already locked in. Both teams electing to go to the traditional, aka Mage ADC frontline with a Guardian. Wondering how this team's going to go. A little bit different roster for change. Star Sample, Kaddo, Xerxes on the Kaddos. Kittens versus Izanami's Undead Feet. The Chaos Muffin, Isa Summer, and Borthriel. I hope I pronounced that right. But waiting for the ability to load into this game. I'm really excited to see P's and B's still very stereotypical. However, worth noting, 7 out of the 10 bans are all Guardians. Wild adjustment slash a little bit of a change, more so favoring what they're going into. And here we go, right into the game. Boom. Mrs. Terrified, how are you?
Person.
Long time no see.
Mrs. Terrified.
Mrs. Terrified. Is that Terrified too? I didn't have my notifications on.
No, it's just Terrified.
Huh?
It's just Terrified.
What's up, dude?
No, saw you sitting in here all alone.
Well, I'm streaming the games. The 2 league games tonight.
Oh, look at him doing things on his day off.
Yeah. Working, perma working, you know the usual. But I'm good, Mrs. Terrified. I got your significant other in my VC right now. It is Thursday, Jay. They got 2 league sets. I said I'll just stream these and get off and raid somebody, one of the BBC streamers. I know it's not my norm. I'm sorry. Star sample, yeah, a little bit of an adjustment. Per the Discord ads, you can kind of look at all of that, what that actually looks like. However, this is the rosters now. He's annoying? Nah, I love Terrified. Never annoying. Nice double root into a clap. However, Ryzen returning a ton of damage onto that Persephone. Serb connecting very valuable stuns. I'm really interested. Obviously, the knock-up immunity with Terra into the Serb. How they punish her. It's a Shell. They're looking for that fight right away. Getting a nice stun. On top of the actual... The Ryzen dashing in for that damage. Shell already utilized, obviously, but Terra still having hers. Clap just a little too slow to catch. What's up, Dex? How are you, baby? Ryzen dashing in, and that should be first blood. Shell not even utilized. I don't think it would have saved her regardless. That base damage off the Ryzen proving too much to deal with. Sir putting in a ton of work, stunning out both DPSs, buying some of that separation in time. It is a random Thursday stream. I got 2 league sets. I said, fuck it, I'll stream those and then raid somebody. Gallery, did you get your power supply worked out, big dog? So you got a red, blue buff, no buffs on the side of Izanami's Undead Feet, a big lead and first blood going to Kaddo's Kittens right off the bat. Oh, Izanami's Undead Feet have to be really careful. Axwell still not even level 4. However, Kaddo's Kittens about to tick over level 5. Should be after this next wave. Should be a pretty easy steal too. Oh, jinx it, Geller. Blue buff not able to be confirmed. That should be a 4 buff rotation right away by Izanami's Undead Feet, which is a little unfortunate. That would mean get a backup for sure. Thoughts on these comps? I mean, pretty stereotypical. I'm not thrilled by the Cerberus, at least into a Terra, right? Knock-up immunity. However, I'm not against the anti-heal, right? The natural anti-healer in Cerberus And outside of Terra Clap, there's no way to disrupt the Cerberus Breath. So I actually kind of like it. I favor the Hachi Raijin Cerb comp more often than not. Raijin's probably gonna go Bruiser. If he goes full damage, the base damage alone should pretty well shit on everybody. So I'm gonna be a little nervous for it for sure.
So I think that Cerb is kind of just not a good character, honestly.
I don't think he's in a favorable spot, but I'm not against the pick here. Like that, a double stun, forcing beads. However, good thing Terra's passive was in action because of the knockup immunity with that. Ooh, the big damage.
He is nailing them with the stuns.
He is crushing those stuns. Murphy, appreciate the gifted. Excited to see your coaching with Cosmos. And that I talked to Cosmos a little bit. He's going to be streaming your first, if not 2 sessions. Appreciate you, man. I do agree. The Cerb is crushing it with those stuns. Forcing beads and a ton of damage. Hachi getting that kill earlier with ult onto the Persephone. A big 3-0 lead. They're pretty much running away with this. I don't know. What is their, I don't know, way back into this game, Bolden, based off what you're seeing?
I think if they just wait for their Chronos Pendant to get online, I'm assuming is what the Purse is going into. The Cerberus actually is really bad into Purse.
Okay.
You can just ult his ult, and then he's stuck there, right? And I think that's their win con once they get enough damage to blow him up.
Right.
Because like his Cerb ult is going to be pretty ineffective against everybody except for X-Ball this game.
Yeah. Although I would like to see it's more of a skilled, right? Like the stuns, he has been connecting them a little off the mark on that one. The Raijin base damage, honestly, he's going to carry this game. Immediately goes in ult, but it isn't enough damage. And wasn't enough to actually secure that kill on Terra, turning it around. The Purse all immediately bursting that Raijin. A little bit off the same page.
It looks like the Raijin got a little bit too ahead of his britches there. I've never done that before in my life, so.
He gave in to the urge to dash in right away. Both Chesters are up for the taking. Probably waiting for purple buff. The Terra warding. Getting wards in on both the corners, aka choke points around purple/bull.
Dude, why is Raijin dash like? There's like a primal urge to just fucking dash in every time on my character. I don't know why. There just is, man.
Ratify, that's not gonna happen, big dog. So please stop spamming it, or please don't spam it, or phrase it. A Chester picked up. Now, Izanami's Undead feet should be able to path in here. Hachi 1's going to work. Yeah, you can take it to our Night Baylor. Just make sure you're on by then already. A big clap by the Terra, getting both. However, not a ton of damage return. Cerberus stun once again a little off the mark. Of course, Skyler. Raijin on purple, securing that. So a little solo farm. Another big stun. No beads, but a clap actually stopping that Cerberus pull all the way back. Really well played. Intentional or not, saving the X-Ball's life more often. However, Terra taken as a consolation prize. This is live, Shocks. This is live right now. Another big stun by that Cerberus. I know the Cerberus might not be a favored / quote-unquote OP pick. However, the Cerb has been putting in a ton of work for them. Well, the good news is, Ratify, there will be another chance at it at the beginning of next year once that split ends. So, and most of these teams, I'm assuming, because they're already subbed, will be able to play in that /lock tournament. So it would be kind of defeat the purpose not to, because you're already subbed. Giving them a chance to play for more. Axwell getting a little bit around here. Missing one auto, Hachi dashing out. I don't think that would have made much of a difference.
What is the /lock tournament?
November 4th.
Might have to join in on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of... Considering all these Joust teams are already subbed, you get full access to the league and the tournament, so that's kind of the purpose. Hachi not just getting a second item. Now he's got Ozzy, so I'm assuming they're going to be able to pull the ball pretty freely, He's got Ozzy as Dom. Serb trying to get a nice little stun in. Does a big triple ult. Again, that Terra clap just preventing a little, but does he catch the last two? Tycho drum for the last two, a little off the mark. Purse able to walk away for free. The Serb putting in a ton of work on the front line.
I think the biggest problem from Red Team is their carries keep both getting hit by Serb abilities. It's making it really difficult for them to turn the fight. And I want to see them spread out more and then Purse ult the guy when he's stuck in his animation.
Should be a red wave bull here, if not a back for T2 items on both. Terra looking to path up. Get some wards on bull. Walking right past the X-Ball. Immediately pinged out. Terra clap a little off the mark. Now Raijin is out of position, but is it enough damage?
But Raijin, he gave into the Prime Warriors. Is he going to make it out?
Breastplate putting in a ton of work, making sure he's actually able to walk out of that. Big Hachi dash for that stun. Cerberus cutting around and connects that stun once more. That should pretty much be bold. There's no way to really contest. Purse and X-Ball ults are down. You kind of just give this up, considering Hachi's got Ozzy. He's going to drop the banner. Kind of just burn through it. That is going uncontested. We're all going to back, pick up a T2, if not a full item. There's a T2 on Raijin. T2 going for the XE on the Hachi. Upgrading breastplate, getting a T1 for the Cerberus. I don't know, like you'd mentioned, I do want to see this DPS in the backline, Izanami's Undead feet, kind of spreading the lane a little bit, not getting hit both by the Sun, if not both, all three by the Cerbalt. The Serbs just finding so much value, and they're not actually playing the lane properly. That's decent, but not enough damage to return on. Only 2 autos connected by the X-Ball onto the Cerberus. 2 levels down at that. Serb able to jump in, trying to create some of that separation, get some damage on Titan. Connects that Serb stun again, foreseen. X-Ball beats and dash out. Raijin trying to turn some of that damage, maybe a taunt in. Ton of poke, nothing really turned. These Serb stuns, I think I've only seen him miss 2 of them. Hachi alt connecting. That should be a lot more free poke. First alt still down. Another big stun by the Serb. Clap connecting by Terra. Hachi dashing into Titan. Raijin full cast. Titan doing a ton of work on them. Not enough damage. Terra just swinging away. Shell still able to be utilized here. She should be dead. Along with that should be GG. Game number 1 going to Kaddo's Kittens. Achilles elected to be banned. I'm assuming they're going to pick up either I'm assuming they want to go for a primary ADC pick here. I don't know which one they favor, though. Raijin is busted. The base damage is just a little too much, even when he's built tank, when you throw a tablet on. It's just crazy. Not to mention the utility from his slow on his 2 or his alt for the fear or taunt. So a ton of value and utility in his kit as a whole. And a stun, technically, on his dash, right? Electing to go to Agni. I'm not thrilled by an Agni first pick. Mainly because of the lack of CC immunity. I would have liked to see either a tank or an ADC pick, saving that pick for later on, knowing that they have some safety, but locking into that Agni right away, knowing the enemy team can immediately counter pick it. Might be a little rough as a whole. That's your throw pick? On for it. Wait, on for it. I'm assuming they're probably going to go into a prio frontline, someone who's going to be able to punish the Agni for no CC immunity and an ADC. Obviously, being able to run that down a little bit. Obviously, X-Ball, Hachi, you're still wide open. Maybe they go for something a little cheeky here, a little bit different. Maybe that double frontline gets locked in. I guess we'll wait to see how they actually want to play this game. Void can throw in anything. Damn. And then Khepri auto attack Polynomicon goes wild. Ooh, this is a little different. I hover on Zhang Kui. Zhang Kui, aka the tanky mage. I wouldn't mind this pick. I'm not necessarily thrilled by it either, though. See an Apollo? I doubt you're going to see an Apollo. See a Joust. Okay. Star Sample, obviously one of his signature picks on the Terra. Hovering it. I'm kind of shocked they're not electing to go a little bit more run it down. I mean, obviously you can go blinks. A lot of how Star is going to have to play this is with his walls to catch. If he catches Agni Dash with it, ooh. Chalk, last pick. Oh, you're predicting. Jesse's throwing out prediction already. That's crazy. Tank Alponch owned me earlier, so that's a very real thing. Axe Tablet, Tank goes weirdly hard. Why isn't Chalk banned? I guess we'll never know. I want to see, what I would love to see by Izanami's Dead Feet here is a Ganesh. I think a Ganesh, obviously, because they want to blink, immediately going into Silencer, going into Dharmic Pillars, creating some of that separation. Some beefy front line, aka anti-dive front line from them would go really, really hard. I'm kind of worried, unless they go for a Primo ADC via the X-Ball or Hachi. They're definitely taking their time to think about it. Yeah, the people are definitely stealing that tech. A Ymir. I absolutely adore Ymir. However, into this team comp with the lack of mobility could go real fucking poorly once rooted in full lockdown by this Terra. The positioning is going to have to be spot on. I'm not against it, though. The tire does make meta. That's crazy. Now you're out here spitting secrets. Insider tech. Both Prio ADCs immediately banned out. Hexball, X-Ball, Hachi. I'm assuming it should be an immediate change to an assassin. However, they're not making a change at all. Given the dive comp off of Zhang Terra, I wonder if they actually go an assassin. And there it is. I was going to say either the Thor, Basset, or Camazotz. Electing to go the Basset, dude, the punishment on this Ymir is going to be insane with 2 roots, a clan. Like, it is going to be a tough P's and B's stage. I am not thrilled by the pick. Okay. I'm not thrilled by team comp draft on Izanami's Undead Feet. Again, the knock-up immunity on the Zhang Kui and Terra. I think this is going to be a little bit of a draft diff. However, Izanami's Undead Feet can completely prove me wrong. Night Can't Try pinged everybody for the league as far as that information in the Discord, if you would like to take a look at that. No, you're good. No stress. Waiting for the load into the game. I want to see... I mean, I'm trying to, like, genuinely think here what a win condition. For me, you better hope that the Kaddo's Kittens overextend under tower and you punish that extension and possibly lock them under tower. However, outside of that, I'm not seeing a ton of outplay potential. Maybe I'm proven wrong. I don't think the Ymir gets to play the game. I think the knockup of meaning on a 2 out of the 3 into the Shiva is going to feel terrible. And if Terra plays her walls well, I don't think anyone on Izanami's Undead feet gets to step out of tower. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see how that actually goes. Assuming I'm allowed to step in and spectate it. You actually think it's the opposite. You think this team is going to actually run this one down. Alright. Interesting take. I'm all about it. I think you miss. I think we're misunderstanding. Jesse, I'll allow that one. Oh man. How dare you, Automod? I know. Talk your shit. Dude, what is happening with the spectate? Fuck. Alright, let me Smite doing Smite things. Surely. Just let me get into the game. I'm not re-talking through this. Smite. I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna lose my mind. Maybe this button will open up early for me. Let me spectate. Let me spectate. What you need? I'm still kind of shaken by the Ymir pick. Still a little shaken big. All right, we got it. So Void thinks this Izanami gets, or this Izanami's Undead feet have the pressure draft. I think a lot of this just depends on how this Ymir positions and if this other team actually punishes that. But can be proven wrong. Basset looks like she's going into full damage. I'm assuming that's going to be a Soul Eater. I agree. It depends on how this Ymir positions / plays the game for sure. Ymir immediately going into Tainted for the anti-heal. Into all three of them. Basset obviously going Soul Eater, her passive. The Terra healing. Zhonghui healing. Basset already getting a little active. It's a ton of the CC. Good Ymir wall to block off the Terra dash for that root. Not against how that was played. Okay, maybe the Ymir is actually going to show us a little bit of tech in answer or in response. Clap a little off the mark. Basset getting full set. Ymir getting the freeze on the Zhonghui. Kaddo's Kittens have pressure. Away pressure here. Big Ymir wall. The body blocks into the corner until Ymir wall ends. However, the damage returned. Shell forced. Cat a little off the mark. Getting some of that damage onto the Agni though. It is worth noting, in Izanami's Undead feat, aka the order side, with the Ymir, Shiva, Agni electing to go the double shell on this front line. So only one of them used thus far. Clap, obviously frozen out, not able to do it in time. Bassett is hovering. She's got to be a little careful jumping this wall by herself. Not clap, just a little late. It should be 3 for 1 though. Still in favor of Kaddo's Kittens. And it is. Unless Izanami's on defeat path to get a little aggressive here. It doesn't look like they would make it in time anyway. And they don't. How do I switch into player POV? You click on the player. It's like right here. We'll see it from Zhang Kuei. Zhang Kuei immediately blown up. I'm gonna switch back out. Just like that. I'm doing free cam. Ymir walling to stop the Zhang Kuei back. Wave forced underneath. Golden was that even. I'm surprised by the Ymir stepping under tower here. Obviously a ton of time. A blunder by the Ymir stepping up in to even hit the tower. The damage even put on by that. A big mistake placed by the Ymir. Talking about that Ymir positioning, I'm not sure that the 2 autos turned on to that T1 was worth that. A big delay by the Terra going for that route immediately into the clap, making sure that the Bassett able to reach and get there in time for that ult, pulling him back under tower was huge. Really well played. Shiva doesn't have blink worth noting. He's hovering there. A double clap. Big damage turned on. Huge clap by the Terra leading into that Zhang Kuei damage. Is that all 3? And it looks like a clean wipe. Kaddo's Kittens. Big setup by the Terra, followed by Zhang Kuei full damage ultimate. Just really well played all around. It's not necessarily the lead I want to see. Bassett already having Soul Eater online. Thebes for these tanks finally hitting. An aggressive ward placed on the blue. Red just spawning. Terra's pathing in. Ymir walling that off in hopes of securing that red for his team. His wall is down. They gridlock this with the Terra walls. The wall there by the Terra, so well placed. Forcing them to stay and fight that out. Shiva trying to return any damage you can. Honestly, Kaddo's Kit should secure the blue buff as well. Forcing that wave under tower, losing that gold for Izanami's Undead feed as well. This looks like it's going from bad to worse. A Bassett ult, turn onto the Shiva. Does he have dashes? That's one. Doesn't get the second off to even get out of range. Agni dropping 2 bombs. Not enough damage. Both Chesters and Purple are up. Big root onto the Ymir. Any damage Zhang Kuei is trying to put onto the Ymir. Immediately returned by the Agni. 1 rock off the mark. Bassett clearing Purple and immediately grabbing Chesters. See if she drags him, and she is dragging him down. Not quite. I mean, obviously, I would think Izanami's on defeat, holding wave in hopes of the Ymir making it a wall. However, the clap stunning, so they can never follow up off that. Decent wall, not able to close gap. I love this ward placed by Kaddo's Kittens. A little aggressive real early. Spacebar. Hold spacebar. I can move around so I can make clicks and do whatever I want here. No, of course, I got you. I'm more than happy to help answer those questions. I learned most of this when I was coaching for SOC. Or playing SOC. So I had to learn it too. What's up, Raskud? How are you, baby? A decent amount of damage turned on the Shiva. Bassett a little off the mark. Trying to catch the Agni. Bassett turning a ton of damage with the Zonkwe immediately onto the Shiva. No dash on the Agni. Beats Force as well. Unfortunately, not able to get out of range. A big freeze. Triple freeze. No damage follow-up because his team is dead. and in the gray screen. Unfortunate extension. Honestly, Kaddo's Kittens running away with a huge lead. Decent poke. Is that enough damage? Look at how close that got. Just not enough. I'm good, Rat. Ton of damage. Already turned. Agni just got to lane, getting poked out a ton by this Bassett Zonkwe. What's up, Wagner House? How are you, man? It should be a pretty free red. I'm not really sure. So, they're all-in potential. Slash way back into this game by Izanami's ended feat. They need to pick prio targets and communicate those targets. However, I'm gonna be honest, I probably want a Wing Blade for the slows. If I'm this Ymir. The lack of mobility being targeted. He's going to have to save Ymir ult for the most part for this Bassett ult. Trying to get that CC immunity versus using it aggressive. It turns so poorly. Agni Rock's a little late for this blue buff. What I'm really scared of is Kaddo's Kittens, aka Chaos side, with this dive comp that they're running. Getting second relics in prior. The XP just differential, honestly, is a bit scary considering that them hitting second relics, they should very easily be able to secure a T1, go for bull, if not get a pick, and immediately go for bird, so it just goes from bad to worse. I'm good, Wagner. I'm glad you're doing well. Wish I could put bets on this. Who do you think has the better comp? I mean, originally, like I said, I don't think Shiva, like you have the Zhongkui Terra play properly, you have a ton of knockup immunity. I favor this Zhongkui Bassett Terra because the lack of mobility on the Ymir. I love Ymir. Probably my second most worshipped god or played god, but unfortunately he needs a lot of utility for the lack of mobility and dashes. He's going to be punished a lot by the Terra root, clap, root on the Bassett ultimate. Like there's too much there for him, and his positioning means everything. So I would favor Kaddo's Kittens roster in this, or P's and B's leading into this. Like mentioned. Someone unironically chose Ymir, it's true. Terra creating a lot of that separation, allowing Zhongkui to get some autos on to T1. A big Agni Rock, and second one just a little off the mark. They were able to split the uprights. Shiva electing to go into ult, obviously for CC immunity, healing some of his team. Shell forced. Both shells are down by Shiva and Ymir. This should be... I would like to see Kaddo's Kittens get a little active here, securing this T1 and forcing that. What's up, Immortals? How are you? This is game number 2. Kaddo's Kittens secured game number 1. We have a set after this as well. Big freeze onto 2. Zonkwe beats Forced in hopes of following up. Bassett scratch proving too much for this Agni, even after Nash. Terra tanking this up, allowing Zonkwe to try to secure this tower, and does. T1's down. This should be wave clear and immediately to Bull, if not, because the wave is all the way back here. Oh, they're actually electing to go for this pick. Bassett all forced, and it isn't enough. It is the slow off of Bassett alt CC immunity. Unfortunately, not up in the Ymir alt. That should be Bull. Honestly, Terra's going to hover right in this corridor. For those of you who don't know, Terra Clap obviously covering that full path in. She's going to be able to create a ton of separation even if they want to try to step in. Surprised. Letting it come in anyway. Doesn't really matter. Zonkwe going for the stun, making sure that gets secured. Bassett just enough mana to leap out. Big slow by the Zonkwe. I would say that is a big lead, Wagner. This is true. Red is picked up in a consolation prize, if you will. by the Izanami's Undead feat. I do need to see a ton from them. This is that scary part I mentioned, guys. You have T1 and Bull on top of Kaddo's Kittens, and they have their second Relic Spike. 2 out of the 3 electing to immediately go Blink. That gap closing, as soon as Agni dashes, if the Zonquay is not kept in combat, because the combat blinks are no longer, getting on top of this Agni, he is dead, and that pretty much it should be a half health Titan. Decent Ymir wall, making sure they can't close any gap. Bastet looking for that solo onto the Agni, and does. Now just hovering, double root force down at Zong hovering around. Ymir goes into ult. A little unfortunate, not able to contact much there. Trying to go for the wave clear. This Ymir pushing through the enemy team. Now positionally getting body blocked by this Terra. Bird coming close to spawning. Actually surprised this Ymir is actually surviving that long. However, the Bastet able to jump that wall. Here worth mentioning the Agni electing to go T2 Fizz. Zonquay also has Breastplate already online and Glyph upgraded. Both Shiva dashes down. Trying to run away. The slow from Zonquay. Root from Terra. Sunder used. This should be enough. Bastet scratch across. Ymir's up in 3. Basset, a little cheeky Basset ult, however, a little out of range. Big Zonquay stun, however, just not enough. Should be. Oh, he canceled wall. Oh no. The canceling Ymir wall. If he was forced to path around, possible Agni Rock. However, Agni Rocks were down, so I don't know if that would have mattered anyway. That is unfortunate. Ymir trying to stop as many backs as possible. I don't think he actually thought he hit that Ymir wall. Are these guys getting paid? No. Bastet wrapping around here. Looking for this Agni freeze on the mark. 1 rock used. Root just a little off. Decent damage. Oh, unfortunately, Shiva ult forced on the damage alone. Kaddo's Kittens electing to drop off, get red. I'm assuming go bull as well. In preparation for bird spawning, just under a minute. Pop, pop, poker face. Ymir has Heartward Breastplate. Super tanky. Second Relic not picked up yet. The Shiva elects to go Blink. I'm really interested to see what the Ymir decides to go, whether that's beads, we're not using the ult for the CC media on the Basset ult, or we actually elect to go a Heavenly. Cursed Ox under. I mean, there's multiple options we could try to look for here. Bull picked up by Kaddo's Kittens. Pathing in should be just wave, hovering around for bird to spawn first, then actually putting damage on Titan. I want to see at least half health. Basset ult a little off the mark. Ymir freeze on 2. Decent damage in turn. Shiva is probably going to be forced to ult here. Big pull. Dash forced. Ulting. Just not enough damage by the Zonquay. They just got out. Shiva almost dead. Aegis forced on the Agni. Blink immediately try to get on, creating or closing gap onto this Bastet, trying to get some of that damage off. However, there's a full fire wave. Agni trying to rock to clear it. Ymir freeze. Big wall. That's what I want to see. Just not enough damage considering the bruiser Zonquay. He's looking for that Agni and gets a big amount of damage, forcing him to dash out. Another fire or regular wave, excuse me. Pressing up. Titan is half health. You got to be a little careful. Izanami's dead feet should be looking for this pick. They're trying to turn as much damage on as possible. This is that opportunity. Basta actually jumps out and then jumps right back in. Looking for that pick. And this should be that all-in, and it is. GG. A 2-0. Kaddo's Kittens beating Izanami's Undead Feet. A little unfortunate. It was real close. Honestly, if they picked both, they possibly could have turned it into a T1. I don't even know if you get bird on that pick. Your bird respawn isn't even half health. It's just unfortunate. Unfortunate diff. GG's to both teams. Kaddo's Kittens, a 2-0 in the set. Get both details.